one of your biggest forms of communication. It's not just your communication, it's also your relationship with the dog.
Yeah.
From first kind of glance, what we've got so far is we've got a dog with a high prey drive, a dog that gets uncertain in new environments. We're having trouble with our communication on a leash. We've got cats and motorcycles, so anything that moves. Would you say it's movement or would you say it's noise?
I think it's the noise.
It's the noise more so.
It's the noise, and that's why I think it's slightly an anxiety thing for him.
Okay, so I'm going to put the movement of the motorcycles under a different category.
Yeah.
So we've got uncertain environments. I'm going to put that under fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got 4 instincts that we're dealing with: defense, fear, prey, and social. Okay, so we've kind of looked at, we've got a bit of fear going on, we've got a bit of prey going on, okay? So under those kind of categories, we kind of put our targets or our potential issues that kind of fit under that instinct. And then we've got our communication. So the next kind of question I've got is, so with the communication that the trainers have set up for you, how are you finding I know from what you've told me, you've got 3 or 4 different ways you're trying to communicate, or you are communicating. Are you finding that confusing? Are you finding is there too much going on for the communication system you've got? There's a couple of things that could be kind of, that we could look at that could be causing these issues on the lead, okay? And the reason I want to address the lead first is because it's kind of your form of one of your biggest forms of communication. It's not just your communication, it's also your relationship with the dog, okay? And something that's going to directly affect that lead walking is affection. So what I'm kind of seeing is a lot of the affection we're giving the dog is when he's anxious.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to think about affection as a currency.
Yeah.
Okay, if I pay you, say you're mean to, or you go do something wrong and I pay you for that, is that going to encourage that behavior in a human? Okay, very similar with the dog, okay? So we're encouraging this anxiety, but it's not just the anxiety that we're, like the behavior that we're seeing, it's the state of mind, okay? And what happens is it elevates the dog, okay? So we have like a little scale here. What's happening is we're getting an elevated state, so the dog's elevating a little bit and the energy's escalating. That then is potentially causing the dog to then put that frustration into the leash. Okay, so our relationship with the dog, being the affection, how we're interacting with the dog, is elevating the dog, and then when we go on a lead, we're trying to communicate with the dog, and the dog's just kind of pretty much not respecting our boundaries. Does that make sense?
So like usually when he does this, when we're at home, I'll just put him in place, and he just stays there until he's not doing this. So it's like, I don't want to like, just go over there, set yourself down. And in the mornings, because in the mornings when we get up, he knows that he's going for a walk and he gets really excited. So I'll put him in place till he's
good,
chill, and then I'm like, right, okay, now we can go for a walk.
Good. So what we need to do is transfer that to all environments. Okay, so you've got the understanding and the concept down packed, and he does de-escalate. It's just what's happened is we've gone into a new environment. He's become uncertain, and then we've rewarded him for it. And then when we go to another new environment, he's gone, well, last time I got patted for it, this is what is expected from me. And then when we're trying to teach him and communicate with him on the lead, that's potentially where that issue may be coming in. Okay, so I'm just going to dive into the next part of it, which is the house management. So the house management is pretty much how you live with the dog in the house. Essentially, that's 80% of the dog's life. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So 80% of the time the dog is in, we spend 80% of our time with the dog in the house. So you've talked a little bit about your boundaries and things, and so we've got him off the furniture, and you've kind of admitted that you're slipping up a little bit. And so from slipping up, you've seen a change in his behaviour?
I mean, I think over the last few weeks, like the leash walking has gone downhill again, and I think that's probably correlated to that. And like I was, being really strict about, before you come inside the house, you've got to lie down, you've got to be calm, you can't come in with high energy and things. And I've let that slip again, and I can see, it's definitely having an effect.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess like the fundamentals of what like giving dogs affection and stuff, there's no problem with it.
Yeah.
It's just understanding, like I said, that state of mind switch. And if you're giving dogs affection when they get uncertain and things like that, it's going to create issues.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're definitely identifying that, which is awesome. Now we just need to be a little bit more consistent about it. So in the house, so at the moment, how often would you say the dog's going on the furniture?
Oh, he only is allowed on the couch if he's invited up, and at night for a little, for a cuddle.
Okay, so when he's calm, you let him up and he has a cuddle and then you kick him off again later, kind of thing?
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with that once we have the dog at a balanced state. Okay, so it's kind of like same concept with like kids. So if I have, we have children, say, and they're misbehaving at school, we may take certain things away from them until they start behaving at school. Once they start behaving, they may get those luxuries back. It's similar to that, okay? So in this scenario, I would recommend getting off the furniture until we get on top of the lead walking.
Yeah.
Okay, once you're going, okay, I'm getting everything I want out of this one problem that I'm having, then we can start looking at bringing some of these luxuries back for the dog and ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason for that is we just want to eliminate potential issues that may be affecting the problem that we need to sort out directly. Does that make sense for you guys?
Makes total sense.
Does that sound doable?
Yeah, because also when I think about it, sometimes during the day he will just like go up onto a bed, like.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily about the dog actually, like I said, it's understanding it's not about the dog actually being on the furniture is the problem.
Yeah.
It's the state of mind that it puts the dog in. And once, like I said, once you've got him balanced and stable, if he's holding that state of mind, it's not a problem. But if he starts to revert back, it is a problem.